Flash the Blue Flash speaking. We're in Airbus Museum to see my favorite airplanes there, including the Airbus A380.
Track the aviation fan on this vlog to Airbus is going to see the Airbus airplanes and have a tour about the airplane.
I'm Ted Wiggins. I speak for the airplanes of Airbus like A380s, A350s, A340s and A330s.
Okay guys, you can look at the airplane.
Yes,
while we
Mr.
get the
Dawson.
tickets for the
Mr.
tour and museum.
Mrs. Dawson and Mrs. Sentry.
Hello everyone, thank you for coming to the Airbus Aeroscopia Museum. We're going to talk about the Airbus A380 and how it's built. The Airbus A380 is a very large wide-body airliner that was developed and produced by Airbus. It is the world's largest passenger airliner and only full-length double-deck jet airliner. Airbus studies started in 1988, and the project was announced in 1990 to challenge the dominance of the Boeing 747 in the long-haul market. The then designated A3XX project was presented in 1994. Airbus launched the €9.5 billion, $10.7 billion, A380 program on the 19th of December 2000. The first prototype was unveiled in Toulouse on the 18th of January 2005, with its first flight on the 27th of April 2005. It then obtained its type certificate from the European Aviation Safety Agency, EASA, and the US Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, on the 12th of December 2006. You're going to see the video of the first flight of the Airbus A380. Enjoy!
At 10:29 and 32 seconds, the throttles are opened.
Here we go. Poussez. 100% partout. C'est bon.
That was effortless.
Excellent demonstration altogether. And it was really like a diamond in the sky, stable and moving away. Really nice, really nice.
13. 179. C'est bon. Parfaitement équilibré.
The next few hours will be spent gently probing the aircraft's abilities. And 15 minutes in, it's time to retract the landing gear.
Allez. Alors là, c'est là que les Allez, vas-y. 3, 2, 1, top.
Alors, les portes s'ouvrent du body. Tout est nominal. Je vois les bodies montrer, les wings montrer. Les bodies sont ouvertes encore, les portes. Top, les bodies se ferment. Le train est rentré.
The flight is a remarkable demonstration of modern aviation technology.
C'était un vrai plaisir, hein. Ouais, vraiment comme au cinéma.
After years of effort, the men and women of Airbus can at last say that they have built the largest airliner the world has ever seen.
The future of air travel is explored further on our Building the Best website at channel4.com/science. Well, Big Brother is next on 4. Is Max falling in love with Saskia? That's what Derek suspects. The diary room heart to heart coming up.
Did anyone like the video? We're going to exhibit the place where Airbus airplanes are built. Reminder, no gadgets and talking because the tour will cease if the rules are broken. The A380-800's original configuration carried 555 passengers in a 3-class configuration or 853 passengers, 538 on the main deck and 315 on the upper deck, in a single-class economy configuration. Then in May 2007, Airbus began marketing a configuration with 30 fewer passengers, 525 total in 3 classes, traded for 200 mi, 230 miles, 370 kilometers more range, to better reflect trends in premium class accommodation. The design range for the A380-800 model is 8,500 mi, 15,700 kilometers, capable of flying from Hong Kong to New York or from Sydney to Istanbul non-stop. The A380 is designed for 19,000 cycles. The A380 is offered with the Rolls-Royce Trent 900, A380-841, -842, or the Engine Alliance GP7000, A380-861, turbofan engines. The Trent 900 is a combination of the 3M, 118-in, fan and scaled IP compressor of the 777-200X divided by 300X Trent 8104 technology demonstrator derived from the Boeing 777's Trent 800, and the Airbus A340-500, 600's Trent 500 core. The GP7200 HP core technology is derived from GE's GE90 and its LP sections are based on the PW4000 expertise. At its launch in 2000, engine makers assured Airbus it was getting the best level of technology and they would be state-of-the-art for the next decade, but 3 years later Boeing launched the 787 Dreamliner with game-changing technology and 10% lower fuel burn than the previous generation, to the dismay of John Leahy. The A380's wings are built for a maximum takeoff weight, MTOW, over 600 tons to accommodate larger variants. The A380F freighter would require added internal strengthening. The optimal wingspan for such an MTOW is about 90 meters, 300 feet, but airport restrictions of 80 meters, 260 feet, force the A380 to compensate with a longer chord for an aspect ratio of 7.8. This suboptimal aspect ratio reduces fuel efficiency by about 10% and increases operating costs several percent, considering fuel costs constitute about 50% of the cost of long-haul aeroplane operation. The common wing design approach sacrifices fuel efficiency on the A380-800 passenger model in particular because its lower MTOW allows for a higher aspect ratio with a shorter chord or thinner wing. While most of the fuselage is made of aluminium alloys, composite materials comprise more than 20% of the A380's airframe. Carbon fiber reinforced plastic, glass fiber reinforced plastic and quartz fiber reinforced
Track and
plastic
Ted, we're going to become pilots of the Airbus A380 soon.
Such as the Excuse me, no
I'm
talking
sorry,
please,
sir.
the tour is ongoing. Carriage and rear end of fuselage, tail surfaces, and doors. The A380 is the first commercial airliner to have a central wing box made of carbon fiber reinforced plastic. It is also the first to have a smoothly contoured wing cross section. The wings of other commercial airliners are partitioned spanwise into sections. This flowing continuous cross-section reduces aerodynamic drag. Thermoplastics are used in the leading edges of the slats. The A380 employs an integrated modular avionics (IMA) architecture, first used in advanced military aircraft, such as the Lockheed Martin F-22 Raptor, Lockheed Martin F-35 Lightning II, 187, and Dassault Rafale. The main IMA systems on the A380 were developed by the Thales Group. Designed and developed by Airbus, Thales, and Diehl Aerospace, the IMA suite was first used on the A380. The suite is a technological innovation, with networked computing modules to support different applications. The data networks use avionics full duplex switched Ethernet, an implementation of ARINC 664. This reduces the amount of wiring required and minimizes latency. Power-by-wire flight control actuators have been used for the first time in civil aviation to back up primary hydraulic actuators. Also, during certain maneuvers they augment the primary actuators. They have self-contained hydraulic and electrical power supplies. Electrohydrostatic actuators, EHA, are used in the aileron and elevator, electric and hydraulic motors to drive the slats, as well as electrical backup hydrostatic actuators, EBHA, for the rudder and some spoilers. The A380-800's cabin has 550 square meters, 5,920 square feet, of usable floor space, 40% more than the next largest airliner, the Boeing 747-8. The cabin has features to reduce traveler fatigue, such as a quieter interior and higher pressurization than previous generations of aircraft. The A380 is pressurized to the equivalent altitude of 1,520 meters, 5,000 feet, up to 12,000 meters, 39,000 feet. It has 50% less cabin noise, 50% more cabin area and volume, larger windows, bigger overhead bins, and 60 centimeters, 2.0 feet, more headroom than the 747-400. Seating options range from 3-room 12 square meters, 130 square feet, residence, in first class to 11 across in economy. A 380 economy seats are up to 48 centimeters, 19 in, wide in a 10 abreast configuration, compared with the 10 abreast configuration on the 747-400 that typically has seats 44.5 centimeters, 17.5 in, wide. On other aircraft, economy seats range from 41.5 to 52.3 centimeters, 16.3 to 20.6 in width. The A380's upper and lower decks are connected by 2 stairways, one fore and one aft, both wide enough to accommodate 2 passengers side by side. This cabin arrangement allows multiple seat configurations. As of now, we're heading to the Airbus A400, the final exhibit.
Guys, have you been to airplane museums before?
I only been to Boeing Museum in Seattle near the Canadian border to see the Boeing 747s, 787s, 777s, 767s, 757s, 737s, 727s and 717s and its history there.
I went to Smithsonian museums in Washington, D.C. like any, including Air and Space in Udvar near the airport. Not only Airbus in France and Boeing in Washington State.
You must be very lucky, Flash. You always study and learn your workbooks like Paces very well in Orange's Christian Academy. All the subjects you learned.
I wanted to see the Airbus A380s, A350s, A340s, A330s, A320s, A310s and A300s. Being a pilot is part of my dream.
We're focusing on becoming a teacher because of the students and education. It's my dream, not only me but for Apple and Violet.
There. Huh? It's unclosable. It's shaking. No headroom. Mom, it's very low. Yeah, very low headroom. It's not enough for a basketball player. There we go. There. Up to the end. Okay. Excuse me. It's gonna break my head.
Et tu regardes, hein, c'est ça, des avions avec, ça, avec le manche comme ça. Là.
Ah oui.
Ça vole plus, c'est les anciens ça.